I lived in a world of death. I tried to come home.
Sylvester Stallone has shared why he thinks Ryan Gosling would be the perfect choice to take over as Rambo. So let's break down all the reasons why we think Ryan Gosling would totally kill it as the next Rambo, and everything we know so far about the first look at Rambo 6. Sylvester Stallone recently shared why he thinks Ryan Gosling would be a great replacement for him in the Rambo series. Stallone, who first brought Rambo to life in 1982 with First Blood and reprised the role in several sequels, including the latest Rambo Last Blood in 2019, had some pretty cool things to say about Gosling. In an interview on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, Stallone explained that he met Gosling at a dinner where Gosling mentioned he was a huge Rambo fan. According to Stallone, Gosling had even dressed up as Rambo for school and vacations, and despite being chased away, he never stopped. Stallone found this passion for the character compelling and said that if he were to pass the Rambo baton, Gosling would be his pick because of his genuine love for the role. Stallone humorously added that he and Gosling are quite different in appearance, but Gosling's enthusiasm for Rambo makes him a great candidate. As for the future of the Rambo franchise, it's a bit unclear. Rambo Last Blood didn't do too well with critics, earning just a 26% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and it didn't perform spectacularly at the box office either. With a worldwide gross of $91.4 million against a $50 million budget, it didn't quite hit the mark. Moreover, the film gave a pretty solid ending to Rambo's story, which might make it tough to justify a sixth installment. Despite this, Rambo films have persisted through mixed reviews before. While Last Blood didn't fare well with critics, it did receive a better audience rating of 81% on Rotten Tomatoes. So there's a chance that if there's enough fan demand, Rambo 6 could still happen, whether it's with Stallone or possibly even Gosling taking over the iconic role. So why do we think Ryan Gosling would be an awesome choice to take over as Rambo from Sylvester Stallone? Let's break it down. First off, Gosling is at just the right age to play Rambo. At 43, he's perfectly positioned to pull off the role of a seasoned war veteran while still being young enough to carry on the role through potential sequels. When Stallone first took on Rambo in First Blood, he was 36, which worked out great because he had a solid film career behind him. Gosling's slightly older, but he's still in his prime and showing no signs of slowing down. His impressive body of work and youthful energy make him a great fit for the role, whether it's a one-off movie or an entire new series. Now, let's talk about how Gosling could bring a fresh take to Rambo's character. Over time, Rambo became more of an action hero cliché, focusing on bigger explosions and higher body counts rather than the emotional depth of the character. The earlier movies had Rambo as a complex, relatable figure, but the later entries leaned heavily into action-packed scenes, making him seem less human and more of a super soldier. Gosling could change that. Despite being known for his charming, boyish looks, he's proven he can handle intense, complex roles. In Gangster Squad, he showed he could do action, and in films like Drive and The Gray Man, he demonstrated his knack for handling high-stakes action while still bringing depth to his characters. With his upcoming role in The Fall Guy, Gosling is continuing to prove he's got the chops for action-heavy roles. So imagine Gosling stepping into Rambo's boots and bringing a mix of vulnerability and toughness to the role. He's got the range to delve into the psychological aspects of Rambo's character, making him not just a veteran with a past, but a relatable person with real struggles. If Gosling were to take over, he could revitalize Rambo, making him resonate with audiences in a way that's both fresh and deeply engaging. That said, there are a couple of intriguing directions Rambo 6 could take. One option is to continue from where Rambo Last Blood left off, throwing Rambo into a brand new adventure. This could echo the storyline of the original First Blood, where Rambo finds himself in an entirely new and challenging situation. Another possibility is to explore Rambo's past with a prequel, diving into his experiences in Vietnam. Stallone himself has hinted at this idea before, wanting to showcase Rambo's journey from a promising young soldier to a tortured veteran. There's also the chance that Rambo 6 could revive a previously shelved idea. Stallone and First Blood author David Morrell had a version of Rambo 5 in the works that was ultimately scrapped. Reworking that storyline could offer a fresh take while staying true to the character's roots. Realistically, though, the most probable direction for Rambo 6 is a reboot of the franchise. Stallone seems ready to hang up his bandana, but there's still a strong demand for more John Rambo. While Stallone's portrayal is iconic, history shows that action franchises can thrive even with new actors taking over. Just look at how multiple actors have stepped into Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan role, each adding their own flair to the character. There's no reason John Rambo can't get a similar reboot treatment if Stallone decides to step away from the role. On the flip side, the Rocky franchise took a darker turn after its third movie, which raises concerns for where Creed IV might take Adonis Creed's story. Following the huge success of Creed III, the fourth film is already in active development, with Michael B. Jordan returning as director. But if the Creed series keeps mirroring the Rocky films, Creed IV could bring some serious tragedy into Donnie's family life. So far, the Creed movies have lined up pretty closely with the Rocky films. In the first one, Donnie proves himself against a tough opponent, just like Rocky did. In the second, he settles an old score with a rival. And in the third, things got personal. While the Creed movies have followed their own path, they still echo the big beats of the Rocky series. If Creed IV takes the same route as Rocky IV, there's a good chance Donnie's family might face some heartbreak. In Rocky IV, Rocky's family life takes a serious hit when Apollo Creed dies in the ring at the hands of Ivan Drago. Apollo was like a mentor to Rocky, and losing him was devastating. While the Creed movies don't have a direct counterpart to Apollo, Rocky himself has been Donnie's mentor from the start. It's unlikely that Rocky would be sidelined in Creed IV, but if the film did something unexpected like that, it would definitely ramp up the stakes and shock viewers. If Creed IV follows the pattern of Rocky V, things could get rough for Donnie. In Rocky V, Rocky loses all his money, has to move back to his old neighborhood, neglects his son Robert, and his new protege, Tommy Gunn, turns against him. If the Creed series mirrors this storyline, Donnie and his family might face some serious challenges. Despite their differences, there are strong parallels between Rocky and Donnie's stories. Both started as underdogs and defied the odds to become champions. While Rocky's love for Adrian was central to his story and Donnie's love for Bianca is central to his, both sagas have shown their protagonists rise from amateur to pro. The main difference is that Rocky started from nothing, while Donnie was born into a boxing legacy and has had to live up to his father's name. Yet both characters have had to navigate the highs and lows of fame. So given how much Donnie's story has mirrored Rocky's so far, it makes sense that his future adventures might continue along similar lines. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. What do you think about the potential for Ryan Gosling stepping into Rambo's boots, or where you'd like to see the Rambo franchise go next? Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.